If you eat peanut butter from any of these UK brands, you may be consuming something far removed from real food. We investigated the most popular peanut butters sold across British supermarkets, analysing ingredient lists, hidden additives, and the gap between what they promise and what they actually contain. What we found is alarming. Palm oil, added sugars, hydrogenated fats, and stabilisers that have no place in genuine peanut butter. Products marketed as healthy protein sources but quietly engineered for shelf life, not for your well-being. Today we reveal the 10 worst offenders you need to avoid, and by the time we reach number 1, you will never look at a supermarket jar the same way again. Number 10. Tesco Smooth Peanut Butter, the supermarket staple hiding in plain sight. Millions of British households grab this jar without a second glance. It is cheap, familiar, and always in stock. And that is precisely why it deserves closer scrutiny. Tesco's smooth peanut butter contains roasted peanuts at around 94%. That sounds reasonable until you examine what makes up the remaining 6%. Palm oil, sugar, salt. And here is the part most shoppers never consider. Real peanut butter needs exactly one ingredient: peanuts. Perhaps a pinch of salt if you prefer. Nothing more. Yet Tesco has added palm oil to prevent the natural separation that occurs in genuine peanut butter. They have added sugar to make it taste sweeter than peanuts naturally taste. They have engineered a product designed for convenience and uniformity, rather than nutrition. Palm oil is a particularly troubling addition. It is high in saturated fat and has been linked to environmental destruction across Southeast Asia. Tropical rainforests in Indonesia and Malaysia are cleared at devastating rates to make way for palm plantations. When you spread Tesco peanut butter on your toast, you are participating in that supply chain, whether you realise it or not. The label says certified sustainable palm oil, which sounds reassuring, but sustainability certifications in the palm industry have been criticised for weak enforcement and questionable standards. The fact remains that palm oil does not belong in peanut butter. It is added purely because it is cheap and prevents the natural oil separation that occurs in real nut butters. Consumers have been trained to expect a smooth, uniform spread that never separates. But that uniformity comes at a cost. You are eating processed fats your body was not designed to handle daily, all so you do not have to stir your jar. And if you think the budget option is bad, wait until you see what other supermarkets are doing. Number 9. Asda Smooth Peanut Butter. Asda's version takes the same shortcuts and pushes them even further. The ingredient list reveals peanuts at 94%, followed by palm oil, cane sugar, and sea salt. It is the same formula, the same compromises, and the same quiet dilution of what should be a simple, wholesome food. But here is what makes Asda particularly troubling. The brand offers multiple peanut butter products, some marketed as healthier alternatives. Their 100% peanut version contains nothing but nuts. No palm oil, no sugar, no additives. It sits on the same shelf, often at a similar price point. So why does Asda continue selling the processed version at all? Because consumers have been conditioned to prefer it. The sweeter taste, the smoother texture, the convenience of never having to stir. These preferences were manufactured by the food industry over decades. The Asda Smooth Peanut Butter you throw in your trolley is not the budget-friendly protein source you think it is. It is a processed spread designed to maximise shelf stability and minimise cost. The palm oil extends its lifespan. The sugar makes it more palatable to taste buds trained on sweetness. The result is a product that looks like peanut butter, tastes vaguely like peanut butter, but delivers a fundamentally different nutritional profile. When you compare the saturated fat content between Asda's processed version and their 100% peanut option, the difference is significant. The added palm oil increases the saturated fat load substantially, and saturated fat from palm oil behaves differently in your body than the natural fats found in peanuts. You are not getting the heart-healthy, monounsaturated fats that make peanuts nutritious. You are getting cheap industrial fats dressed up as a health food. The next brand on our list takes the budget approach to an entirely different level. Number 8. Morrison's Smooth Peanut Butter. Morrison's follows the same playbook but adds its own twist. Their standard smooth peanut butter contains peanuts at 96%, palm oil, sugar, and salt. The peanut content is slightly higher than Tesco or Asda, But the fundamental problem remains. This is not peanut butter in any traditional sense. It is a stabilised, sweetened, processed spread. What makes Morrison's worth examining is the sheer scale of the deception. Walk through any Morrison's store and you will find their peanut butter displayed alongside genuinely healthy options. Meridian, Whole Earth, products that contain nothing but peanuts. Yet the Morrison's own brand version, positioned as the sensible budget choice, contains ingredients that undermine the entire reason people buy peanut butter in the first place. People reach for peanut butter because they believe it is healthy, high in protein, full of good fats, a wholesome addition to breakfast or a post-workout snack. But when you add palm oil and sugar to the formulation, you transform a nutrient-dense whole food into just another processed product. The protein is still there technically, but it now comes packaged with saturated fats and added sugars that your body has to process alongside the nutrition. Morrison's, like the other supermarkets, offers a 100% peanut alternative. It costs marginally more and requires stirring before use. But the existence of this option makes the continued sale of the processed version even more questionable. The supermarket knows exactly what real peanut butter should contain. They sell it themselves, yet they continue pushing the inferior version because it is what customers have learned to expect. The stabilisers prevent separation, the sweeteners enhance flavour, and the palm oil keeps costs down while ensuring a long shelf life. This is not food designed for your health. It is food designed for logistics, for profit margins, for supply chain efficiency. Number 7. Sainsbury's Smooth Peanut Butter. Sainsbury's positions itself as a step above the budget supermarkets. The branding is cleaner, the stores are larger, and the prices reflect a perceived premium. But their standard peanut butter tells a different story. The ingredients read roasted peanuts at 96%, palm oil, sugar, and sea salt. It is virtually identical to Morrison's and the other supermarket brands. The same palm oil, the same added sugar. The same compromise of what should be a simple, single-ingredient food. Sainsbury's Smooth Peanut Butter is designed for consistency rather than quality. Every jar tastes the same. Every jar spreads the same. Every jar sits on the shelf for months, without separating or changing texture. This uniformity is presented as a feature, as quality control, as reliability. But it is actually evidence of how far the product has strayed from genuine peanut butter. Natural peanut butter separates. The oil rises to the top because that is what happens when you grind peanuts into a paste. It is not a flaw, it is physics. It is proof that you are eating a real, minimally processed food. The moment a manufacturer adds palm oil or other stabilisers to prevent this separation, they have fundamentally altered the product. They have traded authenticity for convenience. Sainsbury's knows this. They sell a 100% nuts range that contains nothing but peanuts. They understand what real peanut butter should be, yet their standard offering, the one most customers grab without thinking, contains added oils that dilute the natural fats from peanuts and added sugars that turn a protein-rich food into something closer to a confectionery product. The next jar shows how even premium branding is part of the illusion. Number 6. Sunpat Smooth Peanut Butter. For decades, Sunpat has been the trusted name in British peanut butter, the brand your parents bought, the jar that sat in kitchen cupboards across generations, the peanut butter that defined what the product should taste like for millions of consumers. But that legacy is built on a formula that deserves serious scrutiny. Sunpat Smooth Peanut Butter contains peanuts at 94%, a stabiliser called E471, cane sugar, peanut oil, and sea salt. At first glance, the 94% peanut content seems respectable, but look closer at that stabiliser. E471 is mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, an emulsifier commonly derived from palm oil. Sunpat's own FAQ confirms their E471 is made from RSPO certified palm oil, so despite not listing palm oil directly in the ingredients, Sunpat is using a palm-derived additive to achieve the same effect, preventing natural oil separation and creating that artificially smooth texture. They have found a way to include palm oil without explicitly naming it on the label. Consumers who carefully check for palm oil might miss this entirely. The added sugar is another concern. Peanuts contain natural sugars, around 4 grams per 100 grams. There is no nutritional reason to add more. Yet Sunpat includes cane sugar in their formulation, pushing the total sugar content higher and conditioning consumers to expect sweetness that peanuts do not naturally provide. Sunpat markets itself as the nation's best-tasting peanut butter based on a YouGov survey. But that taste has been engineered through sweeteners and stabilisers. It is not the natural flavour of roasted peanuts. It is a manufactured profile designed to hit specific flavour targets that focus groups respond to. The brand has been in cupboards since childhood, which makes people assume it is safe, traditional, and trustworthy. But this is not the peanut butter your grandparents would recognise from a real food perspective. The next brand trades even more heavily on its wholesome image. If you're learning something new here, hit subscribe and keep these eye-opening breakdowns coming. Number 5. Whole Earth Smooth Peanut Butter. Whole Earth has built its entire brand identity around natural, wholesome foods. The packaging emphasises organic ingredients, sustainable sourcing, and a commitment to real food. They proudly display certifications and highlight their plant-based credentials. Consumers buy Whole Earth because they believe they are making a healthier choice. But many Whole Earth peanut butter jars contain palm oil. Not all of them, but the original smooth and original crunchy versions include sustainable palm oil in their formulations. The peanut content sits at around 91%, with the remaining 9% made up of organic sustainable palm oil and sea salt. Whole Earth justifies this by stating the palm oil keeps their peanut butter spreadable and prevents oil separation. They emphasize their palm oil is RSPO certified sustainable. But the fundamental question remains, why does peanut butter need palm oil at all? The answer has nothing to do with nutrition and everything to do with consumer expectations. People want a smooth, easy spreading product that never separates. Whole Earth, despite positioning itself as a natural brand, has made the commercial decision to meet this expectation rather than educate consumers about what real peanut butter should look like. To their credit, Whole Earth offers a 100% peanuts range without palm oil. But the existence of this alternative makes the palm oil versions even harder to justify. The brand knows it is possible to make peanut butter without additives. They sell that version themselves. Yet they continue offering the stabilised version because it is what the market demands. When a brand built on natural food principles still uses palm oil in many of its products, it reveals how deeply the processed food industry has shaped consumer expectations. Even the health-conscious options have been compromised. This is where good branding outruns good formulation. Number 4. Pip and Nut Smooth Peanut Butter. Pip and Nut represents the new wave of premium nut butters, sleek packaging, Instagram-friendly branding, and a price point that suggests quality. The marketing emphasizes no palm oil, no added sugar, and simple ingredients. It is positioned as the peanut butter for people who care about what they eat. And to be fair, their core smooth peanut butter is impressively clean. Just 99.5% peanuts and a sprinkle of sea salt. No palm oil, no sugar, no stabilizers. It is genuinely what peanut butter should be. So why is Pip and Nut on this list? Because the brand is better marketed than its entire range is formulated. Their flavoured varieties and specialty products tell a different story. Some versions include coconut oil, maple syrup, and other additions that move them away from the simple whole food positioning. The crunchy maple peanut butter contains maple syrup, coconut oil, and sea salt. These are arguably better ingredients than palm oil and refined sugar, but they are still additions that transform a single ingredient food into something more processed. The danger with premium brands like Pip and Nut is that consumers assume everything they sell meets the same standard. The halo effect of their clean marketing extends to products that are more indulgent than nutritious. Someone buying a jar of maple peanut butter might believe they are making a healthy choice because of the brand's overall positioning, when they are actually purchasing a sweetened spread with added fats. This is not to say Pip and Nut is as problematic as the supermarket brands. Their core products are genuinely excellent, but the brand demonstrates how marketing can outpace formulation and how consumers can be misled by assuming all products from a healthy brand are equally healthy. The next two brands represent the extreme budget end of the market. Number 3. Lidl Bell Bake Peanut Butter. Lidl has built its reputation on aggressive pricing, products that undercut the major supermarkets by significant margins. For budget-conscious shoppers, Lidl represents value, savings, and the ability to stretch household budgets further. But when it comes to peanut butter, that low price comes with compromises. Lidl's peanut butter contains roasted peanuts at around 96%, palm oil, cane sugar, and sea salt. The formula mirrors the major supermarket brands almost exactly. Palm oil for stability, sugar for sweetness, salt for flavour. A product designed to sit on shelves for extended periods without changing. At this price point, quality control becomes even more critical. Lower costs often mean lower grade ingredients, less rigorous sourcing standards, and greater pressure to cut corners throughout the supply chain. Lidl does not provide the same level of ingredient transparency as premium brands. The sourcing of their peanuts, the quality of their palm oil, the standards of their manufacturing facilities remain largely opaque to consumers. When you pay significantly less for a product, you should ask yourself what is being sacrificed to achieve that price. In the case of budget peanut butter, the sacrifices include nutritional quality, ingredient sourcing, and the fundamental nature of what peanut butter should be. Lidl's peanut butter is not made for nourishment. It is made for volume, for pile it high and sell it cheap economics, for logistics and shelf life and maximum profit with minimum cost. The nutritional profile reflects these priorities. You are getting a heavily stabilised sweetened spread that prioritises price over everything else. Lidl cuts corners to save money, but Aldi proves supermarkets knowingly sell inferior food alongside the real thing. Number 2. Aldi Everyday Essentials. Peanut butter. Aldi's budget range takes the processed peanut butter formula to its logical extreme. Their standard peanut butter, sold under the Grandessa brand, contains peanuts at around 95%, palm oil, sea salt and sugar. It is among the cheapest peanut butter options in the UK market. But cheap and heavily processed is a concerning combination. When manufacturers are under extreme price pressure, they source the lowest cost ingredients available. The peanuts may come from suppliers who prioritise volume over quality. The palm oil may be sourced from plantations with questionable environmental and labour practices. The entire supply chain is optimised for cost reduction rather than nutritional quality. Consumer reviews of Aldi's budget peanut butter frequently mention inconsistent quality, batches that taste different, textures that vary, products that seem to have changed formulation without notice. This variability is a symptom of the relentless cost-cutting that defines budget food production. To Aldi's credit, they do offer a 100% peanut option under the Foodie Market brand. This version contains nothing but peanuts, no palm oil, no sugar, no additives. It is one of the highest protein options available in any UK supermarket, and the price remains competitive. But this superior product sits alongside the heavily processed Grandessa version, and most budget-conscious shoppers reach for the cheaper option without examining the difference. The gap between Aldi's best and worst peanut butter illustrates the choices available to consumers. You can have genuine, minimally processed peanut butter for a marginally higher price. Or you can have a sweetened, palm oil-laden spread that barely resembles real food. The choice is there, but the marketing does not make it obvious. And now we arrive at the worst offender of all. Number 1. Skippy Creamy Peanut Butter. Skippy represents everything wrong with modern processed peanut butter. This American import has found its way onto British supermarket shelves, and its ingredient list reads like a warning label for what the food industry can do to a simple, wholesome product. Skippy Creamy Peanut Butter contains roasted peanuts at around 90%, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oils, including cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed oil, and salt. Read that again. Hydrogenated vegetable oils. This is the process that creates trans fats, the single most harmful type of fat you can consume. Now, Skippy claims their fully hydrogenated oils do not contain trans fats, which is technically true since the FDA banned partially hydrogenated oils. But fully hydrogenated oils are still highly processed industrial fats that your body was never designed to handle. They are created by forcing hydrogen gas through vegetable oils at high pressure to solidify them. The result is a cheap, stable fat that extends shelf life indefinitely. Skippy uses these hydrogenated oils to prevent separation, to create that unnaturally smooth texture, and to ensure the product remains identical, month after month, jar after jar. The sugar content pushes sweetness far beyond what peanuts naturally provide. The result is something closer to a dessert spread than a health food. Studies have linked regular consumption of hydrogenated vegetable oils to increased heart disease risk, elevated bad cholesterol, and reduced good cholesterol. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition found that regular intake of hydrogenated vegetable oils may increase heart attack risk by as much as 68%. And yet Skippy markets itself with cheerful branding, nostalgic Americana, and messaging that implies fun, family, and wholesome snacking. The jar sits on shelves alongside genuinely healthy options, indistinguishable to consumers who do not read ingredient lists. This is the ultimate deception. A product that has minimal resemblance to real peanut butter, packed with industrial fats and added sugars, marketed as a family favourite. Skippy is not peanut butter in any meaningful sense. It is a sweetened spread held together by chemically altered fats, designed for shelf stability and mass production rather than human nutrition. When you compare Skippy to what peanut butter should be, the contrast is staggering. Real peanut butter contains one ingredient, peanuts. Maybe salt, nothing else. Skippy contains multiple oils, added sugar, and industrially processed fats. It has been engineered, manufactured, and formulated to maximize profit while minimizing cost. Your fun, health is not part of that equation. And that is why Skippy earns the #1 spot on our list of UK peanut butter brands to avoid at all costs.